This is a video of how I have worked, done practices, done things to overcome OCD. It still comes up from time to time for sure, but it has way less of an impact on my life. I can thrive in this world. I'm a lot happier, way more peace in my mind, and in a super good place. OCD can be absolutely infuriating. It can be so tough to deal with. And I think a lot of people that don't know what it is, that think it's just organizing things and keeping things clean, organized and tidy, don't really understand why people are doing that. And it's actually way harder to deal with than a lot of people realize. Andrew Huberman was saying that it was number 7 in the top 10 of things that cause people disability to do different things. And so you know how tough it is. And that's something I'm so passionate to help people now, to share my tools that I've learned, because I've been on a journey for over 9 years to figure out this thing. So if you can smash the like button, hit the subscribe, also hit the bell notifications, you're in the right spot. This is the spot for overcoming OCD, improving mental wellness, finding more inner peace, and living an awesome life, because you deserve it. And if I can do it, you can too. So you're gonna wanna stay till the end as well, because I'm gonna share something that massively changed my life with OCD. And I don't think you would have heard about it as much. It hasn't been talked about as much in the how to overcome, heal OCD space. So one of the first ones that you may have already heard of that is super helpful is a psychological tool, ERP, exposure response prevention. This whole idea that the more we push something away, the more we try to not think that thought, run away from it, question it, the more it comes up. And this concept of exposure response prevention is slowly exposing yourself to your fears. So if you have a fear of you want to wash your hands more than twice or 3 times, the idea is to just wash them once, feel the anxiety, and don't wash them again. It's learning to accept that anxiety, learning to accept what is. And that has been a massive helper for my life. So I first struggled with OCD in 2013, and I was over in the USA, soccer scholarship over there, having great mental health. I was having an amazing year. However, started to have bizarre thoughts, intrusive thoughts, and they were really tough to deal with. And I was like, man, what is going on? I had this idea in my mind that if I wanted to overcome this, overcome my own mind, that I had to fight against it, that I had to push against it. And that was completely the wrong way to go about it. More worse thoughts started to come. My mind was just, I felt like it was against me. I felt like I was in hell in my own mind because I had the wrong strategy. I was trying to fight my own mind, which is never good. The best thing, Carl Jung, a famous psychologist, had said something along the lines of, the more you resist, the more it persists. So the more we resist these thoughts, the more they persist. And this is what I was doing, and I can tell you, and you probably know this as well, that the more you resist it, question it, whatever, entertain any of these thoughts. Rumination is also a compulsion. It's ruminating and thinking about the thoughts. The more they just come back, the more they persist. So learning to be able to have the thoughts there, think disturbing thoughts, just have any thought come to my mind and not try to push it away. Everybody has disturbing thoughts. But the thing with people with OCD, we question if we're a good person. There's something slightly wrong that we overthink it, and then it just comes back more and more and creates this loop that just keeps going and keeps going. Other people, when they have those thoughts, they just let it go by, like a cloud coming up in the sky, they let it go by. But we might try to grab onto that cloud or question it, but they're just clouds. And it may sound like, oh, I've already heard this before, just let the thoughts go by. But it's reminding ourselves of this. So I had to keep reminding myself over and over, okay, that thought comes up, I just let it be there. Oh, that's an OCD thought, just let it be there. Okay, oh, that disturbing thought, oh, I don't like that one. Oh, well, just let it be there. And the more and more I could do that, the more and more I'm training myself to let those thoughts go. So it's a practice. The more that I try to push those thoughts away, I'm just training that. I'm getting better at pushing them away, and the more those thoughts will come. The more I can just let those thoughts go and train that on a daily basis, and it takes work. OCD, man, takes work. And you'll probably know that it's definitely not easy, like I was saying, but it takes work to remind yourself, okay, just let this thought go. It's an OCD thought. Anything that, like the psychologist that I went to see, she was saying anything that's strong, irrational, like you need to do something right now, that's an OCD thought. So just letting those go, labeling them, oh, okay, that's just an OCD thought, and just letting it go as best as you can. Don't be hard on yourself as well. That's something I had to really learn, is to be way more compassionate with myself and with my mind, like gently bring it back to the moment instead of going, oh, that's disturbing. Well, why are you thinking that? You're a bad person. Because that's just feeding that OCD brain. All right, number 2, and what I've talked about a lot as well, is the Wim Hof method, which I'll link here, so I'm not going to go over it too much. But basically, I've been on a journey to see what's the best ways to help reduce anxiety, stress, overthinking. 2 of the best ways I have found have been breath work, deep breathing, and cold water. They're absolutely amazing. It's super fast, super effective. Deep breathing and cold water. It's amazing to get out of the mind and back into the body, back into the present. Then we've got like the basics. Just staying on top of the basics has been amazing for me. So whenever I'm not sleeping well, then it's harder. I have more anxiety. So putting in practices in place so I can get better sleep hygiene in. Then exercising too. Making sure I'm getting in good exercise, I'm moving this physical vessel. It just helps to move energy out of the head and disperse it more. So I'm not just got all this energy in my head. Then nutrition as well, which I'll go over a bit more soon. But nutrition, just eating more whole foods, the gut-brain connection has been absolutely crucial. We're feeding this vessel every day, and we can either choose to feed it with good foods or shitty ones. And I know when I'm eating not healthy foods, anxiety is way worse, OCD is way worse. When I'm eating healthier, I just feel better, and it's way easier to deal with my mind. Got some matcha here. Hope and purpose has been massive for me as well. Hope that there is going to be a brighter day, that I am going to get over this hump. That when, the recovery journey can be up and down, and when I do go through those lulls, hope that things will get better. Also purpose. Purpose has been massive for me. Why am I going through this? What is the reason, the bigger meaning for this? And a massive one that has helped me is to think, okay, I'm gonna get through this, and when I get through this, I'm gonna take the lessons that I've learned and share them with others so they can have less suffering, because there's got to be a higher meaning to the suffering, a higher reason, and that makes me feel more fulfilled as a human being. It also is really helpful to keep going. Be like, okay, well, I'm struggling now. I'm struggling for a reason, and I've been put here to try to figure this out. I've done a longer video here that I did earlier, which is a bit longer and goes a bit more into depth into different things. However, one of the biggest ways that helped me early on radically improve OCD and anxiety was gut health, nutrition, detoxing. It massively changed my life. I went to a naturopath type lady. She said, you've got leaky gut. I'm like, what the heck is that? And how's that gonna improve my mental health? She's like, yeah, it's gonna improve your mental health. I'm like, all right, let's give it a go. What have I got to lose? And so I go away. I change my diet, cut out gluten, cut out dairy, cut out alcohol. She's saying these are the things that are causing holes in your gut lining, and that is causing you to have bad mental health. So I'm willing to give it a go. What have I got to lose? So I cut out these things, do a detox with more herbs to clean this vessel. It's like we clean our house. If we've never cleaned our house or cleaned the car, you know, it's gonna get super dirty. And this is our home, our inner home. And so I'm cleaning the intestines with these herbs, taking these pills, changing my diet, eating way more foods from the planet, whole foods, fruits, vegetables, actually minimal amounts of fruits at that time. It was more veggies. And taking some stuff to heal the gut lining, probiotics. Within 10 days, I kid you not, I was at about a 3.5 out of 10. Boom! Shot up to about a 7 out of 10. So feeling real shit to feeling a lot better and in a pretty good place. Just from looking at what I am putting in my mouth every day and cleaning up the body. Absolutely amazing, and it makes sense now in terms of we've got over 80% of our serotonin in our gut, and serotonin is something that they prescribe people. I actually had it prescribed to me, but I found it wasn't working, so stopped it after a couple of months or so. And that is mostly in our gut. And so we're feeding that serotonin. We're either decreasing it or increasing it with the foods that we're eating. We've got this gut-brain connection here. There's actually a big connection because we're all, you know, one being, from the gut to the brain. And most of the information is sent upwards to our brain. So we're actually sending a lot of information. They call it the second brain, from the gut into the brain. It was absolutely amazing how this improved my mental health so much. So if you have any questions, put them in the comment section below about anything I've said. I will do my best to give you the best answer I can. And let's keep going on this journey. Have hope, have purpose. You're awesome. Much love. Have a beautiful week. And I'll see you on the next video next week.